Somewhere behind your eyes right now, there may be a memory of your first birthday cake, still intact, still recorded, completely unreachable. In 2025, scientists at Yale proved something unsettling. Babies' brains really do form memories. So where did yours go? Within days of being born, you already knew your mother's face, her voice, her smell, better than anything else alive. Within a year, you were crawling, babbling, maybe walking. Your brain was building itself faster than it ever would again. And yet, ask any adult alive for one clear memory from before age 3, and almost everyone comes back empty. Not blurry, not distant, just gone entirely, as if that stretch of your own life was recorded over by someone else. Psychologists have a name for this blank spot. They call it infantile amnesia, and it happens to almost every human being. Stranger still, it is not only humans. Mice forget their infancy, so do monkeys. This blank spot runs deep in biology. A century ago, Sigmund Freud claimed those memories were still there, buried on purpose, repressed because of forbidden infant desires. Modern neuroscience has quietly buried Freud's theory instead. There is no evidence of repression. The real explanation turns out to be far stranger. If it isn't repression, then the real question becomes simple. Could your baby brain even build memories in the first place? For decades, scientists assumed the answer was no, that a baby's brain was simply not ready yet. In 2025, that assumption broke. At Yale, a team led by Tristan Yates and Turk-Browne did something nobody had managed before. They scanned awake babies' brains. 26 infants, some barely 4 months old, were slid gently into a scanner, wide awake, watching brand new pictures. Later, researchers showed each baby that same picture again, right beside a brand new one, and watched where their eyes landed. Babies stare longer at what feels familiar, so a longer look meant one thing. This baby remembered seeing it before. The researchers watched one region closely while the babies looked. The hippocampus, the same structure that files away memories in adults. Here is the twist. The more that region lit up the first time, the longer the baby stared the second time. In plain terms, the baby's hippocampus was actively encoding real memories, and doing it early as 12 months old. This was published in the journal Science in March of 2025, and it overturned decades of textbook assumption overnight. So the old story was wrong. Baby brains are not too undeveloped to remember. They are already quietly writing memories down, which raises a far creepier question. If those memories were really being written, then what happened to erase them all? Turk-Browne suspects they were never erased at all. He thinks they are still filed away somewhere, locked, waiting to be found. The answer came from 2 neuroscientists in Toronto, Frankland and Sheena, Josselyn, who had been studying memory in mice. Your hippocampus does something unusual. Even in adulthood, it keeps manufacturing brand new neurons through a process called neurogenesis constantly. But in infancy, that production explodes. Thousands of new neurons flood into the hippocampus every single day of a baby's life. Frankland and Josselyn suspected those new neurons were not harmless additions. They were wiring themselves directly into existing memory circuits. Picture a library being rewired while it is open, shelves ripped out and rebuilt daily, faster than any librarian can catalog. That is the neurogenic hypothesis. New neurons do not erase memories. They physically scramble the wiring needed to find them again. To prove it, the team needed more than a mouse. They needed an animal that is not usually forgetful as an infant. Guinea pigs are born nearly fully wired, with very little neurogenesis. And sure enough, baby guinea pigs do not forget. Then the scientists did the boldest part of the test. They artificially sped up neurogenesis in those same baby guinea pigs. Instantly, those guinea pigs started forgetting too, just like human infants. The forgetting was not an accident. It was caused. So the vault is real, and mice reveal the lock. But human children fade more slowly, and we can watch it happen. Psychologist Carole Peterson decided to actually watch that fade happen by studying real children over real years, not lab mice. She tracked 140 children for years, returning again and again to ask for their 3 earliest memories. Children aged 4 to 7 told one set of memories, then came back 2 years later describing completely different ones. When shown their own old answers, older kids instantly remembered. The youngest children insisted that it had never happened. Peterson put it bluntly, your psychological childhood begins later than your real one. Whole years get quietly overwritten before 10. But not every early memory fades equally. Some survive, and the ones that survive share one striking thing in common. Peterson studied children rushed to the emergency room as young as age 2. 10 years later, those memories stayed razor sharp. One boy remembered being 18 months old, crying on the kitchen floor the day his mother left to have a sibling. He could still describe the exact pattern his his own teardrops made on the linoleum. It turns out is the override. Language and a sense of self matter too. Without words to hold a memory, even a stored file can drift out of reach. So back to that first birthday cake. Is it truly gone or still filed away in a vault you cannot open? Turk-Browne now calls it an almost science fiction possibility. Those early memories may endure into adulthood, inaccessible, but never actually deleted. You cannot remember being a baby, but that baby is still wired into you, in the architecture, if not the story. Next time, we go inside the opposite mystery, the rare handful of people whose memories never seem to fade at all.